It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked on Big 12. Amazon Fire TV's college football kickoff. And you woke up today. Period. You did. And that's half the battle sometimes. But here you are. Here I am. Here I am getting emails, no reply, return mail, text at something. My tax return was accepted. This is your reminder. It's April 10th. We're here. It's time. This is where you do the tax thing. And as not exciting at all as that is, it's the worst, actually. It's the one thing I hate the most in the year. I do not look forward to this holiday. What I do look forward to is April. And I can tell you why. Because there's a difference between you and the rest of society. You, probably pretty similar to me, really like sports. Just because it's April doesn't mean that shuts down. When it becomes April for some people, and this is when I was growing up in Arkansas, it's what it felt like, it became spring. Time to fix the house. Time to, mow the yard. We don't really care about sports. We just want to watch football and maybe a little bit of March Madness. But we're just waiting for football season. But that guy, I'm not that guy. You're not that guy. You watch the Dallas Mavericks, even though they are not very good at basketball. You watch the Warriors, just kind of hoping for something. You watch the transfer portal in college basketball to see where that University of Arkansas Pine Bluff kid who's shooting 38.7% from three will go. Because maybe, just maybe, your Wake Forest Demon Deacons will pick him up and he'll change the program forever, become the face of Wake Forest. You watch as the National Hockey League gears toward the postseason and is now a week away from playoff hockey, where the Golden Knights could really use a win and then lose 4-3 in a shootout against the Kraken. The Golden Knights didn't play the Golden Knights. The Maple Leafs continue their fall apart, may finish the season below 500. Oh. The Sabres continue their dominance, blanking the Blue Jackets 5-0. There were hockey games all over the place last night. You don't stop. You don't quit because it's April. You realize, you remember that as a Cincinnati Reds fan, you need to watch every game because the game you play, the loss to the Marlins 8-1 on Thursday, April 9th, will mean the exact same thing. It equals the loss to the Marlins on September 19th. You won't be playing the Marlins on September 19th, but you get what I'm saying. Or the Athletics beating the Yankees 1-0. One hitting the Yankees last night. Just because it's April does not mean sports stops for you. And so you and I gather here. You're hanging out, getting dressed, getting ready to go to the gym. You've held to that's 5 o'clock in the morning. Well, 5:04 and 17 seconds Central Time. And you woke up in McKinney, Texas, to go to the gym, to commit to what you've already committed to all year long. You've kept that New Year's resolution. You're going to do it again. And hey, here's what's crazy. The first day of this show was December 28th. You look different then. Heck, man, you put in, 4 months now? Going on 4 months of committing to this, and it worked. It feels like it wasn't that long ago. But you're getting results. And suffice to say, that is all amplified by Friday. Working all week and I'm tired. I don't want to sleep, but I want to have fun. It's time for a good time. And from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern time, it's what you and I will have right here, where we talk about sports. Because I'll tell you again, and I'll continue to emphasize this. Mount Rushmore of top quarterbacks who were left-handed. Not today. I don't want to do the Mount Rushmore today, and we will not. But there's one glaring omission. I told you all of those things across the leagues, and there may be a couple of omissions of things that you're watching this spring, things that you're tuned into in sports. But yesterday, I got off the air on this show, and I went into the office with the Savannah Bananas. And what I found incredible, thank you, that was good, is I look across men, women, children in their office spaces, and they've all got laptops, phones, desktop, something playing the Masters. Watching Rory McIlroy at the Masters. And you know what? I'm going to shoot you straight. As somebody who watches golf, as somebody who likes golf, there aren't a lot of years where I am dialed into Rory McIlroy at the Masters. This time of year, I'm usually chasing the Savannah Bananas. And maybe it's a virtue of me just never being a Rory guy, not following that storyline as passionately as others, not rooting for Rory. I'm just not a guy who naturally roots for Rory McIlroy to win. And he got his Masters last year. He's had some weird stuff at the podium this year. Hope the Masters never happens. I want to be champion forever. I'm Rory. And he talked about how he didn't want to make the meal too Irish, Scottish, whatever. Like I'm good without it. But even as someone who's not a Rory guy, even as somebody who's not watching the Masters to watch Rory McIlroy win or to root for him, as somebody who had money on Matt Fitzpatrick to win this thing, got to shoot you straight. Yesterday, sitting in that office, everybody watching on their phones, everybody dialed into who's going to win the Masters this year. Rory was fun to watch. Rory was the story of the day. And he is exactly where we start. Have you downloaded the Masters app yet, by the way? This is the time to do it. Like I say goodbye this time of year every year to the March Madness app and fill that void with the Masters app to make sure that my April does not end. Look, unburdened is the word. That's the word Rory used. It's the word it's what I saw yesterday. You ask golf experts, golf analysts, you talk to your golf buddies, and I think a lot of them agreed. It's Masters music? Pretty good. I think a lot of them agreed with Rory. That maybe all of the stress he's talked about of, well, I've got to do this and I'm going to do that. It's a busy week for me. Maybe ultimately there's so much going on, so many storylines, that he's unburdened. I won it last year. I don't have to do it again. Let's just go out there and be loose. And Rory looked loose. 5 under 67. Tied for the lead at the Masters for Rory McIlroy. He's got to share the clubhouse lead. And completed that career Grand Slam in 2025. So 5 birdies his first 11 holes. He looked like a loose Rory McIlroy. He looked good. Like, damn, man. Now it is Thursday, where the stakes are the lowest. And if I know anything about Rory, it's that the closer we get to Sunday, namely those last 2 or 3 holes on Sunday, I still can't trust him. Rory is the story right now. But this is Friday morning. We're one day in. We just played the par 3. And Sam Burns is helping take that story. I would say Burns is one of those rising star guys. He's not an A-list name in golf, obviously. I don't think if you ask your golf casual friends, they're, big Sam Burns guy. But his star is escalating. Best career round he's ever shot at Augusta National. Firm, fast conditions, ball was struck perfectly. Watching Burns yesterday was just as much magic as it was to watch Rory. What? Oh, yeah. Well, they didn't show him here as much. You don't get as much TV time if you're not one of these A-listers that we pick out, one of these names we have to pick out. But Burns, I thought, deserved more conversation yesterday due to his play and how it felt as though for Rory to be unburdened and loose, Burns was crashing the party. Like, I turn on the major sports networks today, and I'm watching Koepka or Reed or Minwoo or Rory. They're not showing me a lot of Sam Burns, who is tied after the first day at Augusta for the lead. Patrick Reed, man. 3 under. Not a bad Thursday. This ongoing PGA and live tension. Remember, we try to put that aside. Kind of the only guy that we monitor with that is Jon Rahm. Notable ass. Jon Rahm to a lot of the players. They kind of keep their distance. Reed at 3 under. Live guy. Controversy. Surgical yesterday. Surgical. Eagle putt on the second hole. Good morning. Everybody went nuts, too. Like, all right, we're awake. It's the Masters. Hello. Or Scotty Scheffler. Where is that name? What is he doing at the Masters? If you missed all day yesterday because you were working, that's okay. That's why you have the Drake Toll Show. That's why you have the radio to catch up and make sure that when you walk into work, you know where Rory is. You know the name Sam Burns. So when your buddy's like, man, Sam Burns looks crazy. You're like, Sam Burns? Is that a Civil War general? No, he's a golfer. Or that Patrick Reed, the live guy, is 3 under and in the fray. He's in the mix. Scotty Scheffler. Here's what, Scotty's going to win the Masters. Again, he's going to do what he's done the last few years and win a Masters. It'll be his third in, 4 years, 5 years? First time playing in a tournament as a father of 2, man. That dad strength. 2 under? An eagle on number 2? Said he had some rust after a 3-week layoff, but that rust, he remains 3 shots back. And he's still the betting favorite. And if you've watched a lot of Scheffler this year, last year was another. He's a Sunday guy. He becomes a different kind of character on Saturday and Sunday. Namely on Sunday. He did it the first couple of tournaments this year where he was just stupid good when it mattered most. Now he's yet to win one in 2026. But if he stays within 2 or 3 strokes of the lead by the time we reach that final round, by the time we hit Sunday, consider it wraps. Consider it Scotty's green jacket again. Now, the Rahm conversation we just had, too, is something you also need to know when you walk into work and say, hey, you guys watched the Masters yesterday? +6. 6 shots over. Fall apart. Former Masters champion, centerpiece of the live golf stuff. He's going to go out to the Middle East and play out there for all the money in the world. And he looked terrible. Did not record a birdie. And it felt like to me, I'm waiting for a guy like Jon Rahm, who's won at the Masters before, to catch on. I'm waiting for Bryson DeChambeau, who's 4 over. I'm waiting for those guys. All right, we're 11 holes in. Stop. But just go play real golf again. And neither of them did. Rahm, it looked as though he was playing himself out of the tournament by every hole. Bryson DeChambeau just couldn't handle the speed of the green. Triple bogey on 11. And he's just hitting the same bunker, just dump, trying everything possible to get the ball. It was bad. The same Bryson DeChambeau that was in headlines. Did I say, I may not have said this yesterday. When people ask me about Bryson, they're always like, oh, he's so controversial. It's like, no, he's just kind of a dingbat sometimes. He's just a goofy guy. He's the golfer with the YouTube channel. And honestly, for as much as America used to really hate him, for as much as he became kind of this crybaby, avoid that guy, we don't like Bryson, he's lovable to me. Like I watch him like, okay, he just doesn't have great feel, but I'm rooting for the guy. Okay, I don't need him to win the Masters, but I'm rooting for the guy to be somewhere around contention. Contention, my ass. He was +4. Rahm at 6 over. Neither of those guys had a good day. You know who did have a good day though? My friend and close confidant, Fred Couples. Well, at least he was out there. And that made me happy. Fred Couples is age-defying, 66 years old. And while Couples made a 9, he surprised a lot of people by being 66 and out there. Reminds you that Tiger's 50 and not. To my close and personal friend, Fred Couples, you were just as tactical as Jon Rahm yesterday. Oh, and by the way, we've gone Masters conversation for 15 and a half minutes now, and no mention of Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson. Yeah.
So fast and so hard.
That's him on the phone with
First
the president.
time since 1994. Many say Tiger's still on the phone with the president right now. 1994, first time we've not seen either of those guys in the match. It's 32 years with Tiger or Phil. Now, neither of them, and you know what? Can I tell you something? I didn't care. It didn't change my viewing experience. Did not change my viewing experience. I watched the Masters and had just as much fun without seeing Tiger limp around, without seeing Phil Mickelson spit on people. Figuratively, but he's got that persona, that kind of like he'll bite you deal. But the highest scoring average, by the way, that Augusta's seen since 2017. It's kind of a brutal day from that standpoint. So when you think about Rahm and Bryson not shooting well, then that story is, I guess, evened out a bit. It doesn't make their scores any better, but field averaged 74.65. 74.65 is not great. Baking sun, high winds. Rory looks even more impressive if you put that into perspective. This was the highest scoring average since 2017 for a Thursday. Now going in today, it's in Rory's hands. It's never something I trust. I do not want Rory to be my heart surgeon. My heart surgery or my heart surgeon. Which I don't think I'll ever be in a situation where he becomes that. Coming up, Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini. There's another layer in the onion. More came out yesterday. Another set of photos. Yep. This is Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Tonight
Touch yourself. Touch yourself.
Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage! Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage!
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. The further we are removed from the National Football League season, the more I wonder why Tony Romo did that. And why Tony Romo does most of the things that Tony Romo does in the broadcast booth. It's the Masters, it's the NBA playoffs, it's the NHL playoffs. Both of those postseasons, a week from now, will be like the heat of them. How nice is that? How beautiful is that? Major League Baseball. What did we do to deserve this life? Even this weekend, in our world, in the Banana Ball, Savannah Bananas realm, sold out 2 days at the home that Bill Belichick built, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, the football stadium over there. Just something. I'll be on a flight today at 11:15 to Albuquerque, New Mexico. You ever ridden in a hot air balloon? I rode in a hot air balloon in Albuquerque in 2024. This was in between trips going Albuquerque to Phoenix, Sloan Park, which I think is Scottsdale or Tempe, in that range. And it, like that feeling of I'm in a wicker basket, this thing's just sticks woven together, and now I'm floating 2,000 feet above the ground. And then the former military pilot, who is now my hot air balloon driver, drops you 107 feet from the ground and then boop, right back up to 2,000 feet. It's one of the craziest feelings ever. I'm going right back there today to ride my hot air balloon in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You know, in the middle of all this, though, the beauty of life, the whole Albuquerque thing, that's super fun. Can't wait to go and have a good old fun time out west. And the Masters and the postseason and Joel Embiid having surgery to remove his appendix, which could not come at a worse time. And I get it. You don't get to pick when you have an emergency appendectomy, so I'm not blaming him. But if you're a Sixers fan, you're like, well, there's just another feather in the hat there. Didn't need that. A franchise who's contended for a decade and just not won anything of substance. Just a brutal existence if you're a Sixers fan. Probably feels a lot like the Baltimore Ravens. We're like, well, we've had the guys. What is it going to take? We've had players. Over the last decade, there have been years we thought, all right, this is the NBA title roster, and it continues to fall apart. But in the middle of all of that, the games on the court, the things that are actively happening in sports, there is one league that should be relatively dormant, the NFL. And the dormancy of the NFL it does not mean that the National Football League will lack storylines. Guys that are showing up for workouts that are involuntary or that are voluntary, I should say, not mandatory. And they're dudes who are showing up, dudes who are not showing up, dudes who are requesting trades, dudes who are saying, I'm not doing this. And you're preparing a lot for the NFL draft and whether or not Fernando Mendoza will actually go number 1 overall and play next year for the Raiders. But those storylines have been trumped in the last 72 hours by scandal, because scandal trumps that stuff. But you want to know what I find? I've got to be careful with my words. Do you want to know what I find silly, stupid even? That we are so ingrained at the national media levels, and we does not include myself, Westwood One Sports in this case, but I turn on so many of these national networks and they refuse. They flat out refuse to talk about the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel thing. That's what's so frustrating, is whether it's because, oh, well, we're all friends with Diana. We worked with her. We can't talk about her like that. Talk about her like what? Analyzing the things that she did? Well, we shouldn't amplify that. Amplify what? A very serious allegation against one of the NFL's top reporters and a coach who was in the Super Bowl last year with a string of evidence that the two at least in the way that Diana spoke about Vrabel, had a weird air around them, strange rhetoric toward one another? Why can no one else talk about this? Well, it's due to insider trading. They feel as though, like, I've got to do right by Diana Roos, my friend Diana. I've got to do right by Mike. We all know Mike. We don't want the NFL to get mad at us. So I turn other states, I turn another thing, and where is it? Just because you employed Diana Rossini at one point does not mean you avoid what America's talking about. Like, I open Twitter right now, and all I'm seeing is Mike Vrabel or Diana Rossini and another alleged picture that emerged yesterday of the two of them in front of a bucket of beer at what is claimed to be an Indianapolis bar. So we're finding more times that the two, you would be surprised, right, if this was the first time Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini had ever hung out or seen each other. Typically, the first thing you do with a friend is not go out of your way to find yourself at a Michelin star resort in Sedona, Arizona to hang out for the first time. That would be even weirder. Now, one could deduce they've probably hung out or been around each other before, seen each other out in public. And with more alleged pictures surfacing, this thing amplifies. Yet, I mean, no one wants to talk about it. We do. Because these new developments are even more damning, that there is a private investigator theory that seems so prevalent. Photos were reportedly, via these new findings, shopped around. Not just random luck or that Page Six, who released these, that this outlet had spent months, years tracking this. But that Page Six kind of got a lucky break. Because an anonymous guest at the Ambient Resort reportedly shopped the images to several outlets. TMZ is included, asking for a 4-figure payout. Could I please have $1,000 and you can use my pictures? 4 figures seems pretty low in this instance. Does it not to you? $5,000 for a story that's carried social media. It's been picked up by every major outlet, even the major outlets that want to squash it, throw it away, and destroy it forever. The photographer reportedly recognized Mike Vrabel immediately, but did not know who Diana Rossini was, referring to her initially as a girl. And it wasn't until the photos reached the tabloids that it became apparent who it was. But I don't know if I'm buying that. The more I look into this, the more that I'm seeing the private investigator theory at the forefront of what happened. The biggest theory gaining steam right now in National Football League's circles is this wasn't a coincidence, but rather a hit job. Can you imagine what it was like to be Brian Daboll? I mean, you're an assistant now. What it's like to be Robert Saleh, though. What it's like to be, any of these guys, but John Harbaugh. When a staffer walks in your office, morning, sir, here's your coffee. Thanks. I'm about to get out of the field. Should be a good day today. Voluntary. Most of the guys showed up. Pretty nice. Yes, sir. Your coffee is just like you like it. Oh, and also, did you see that Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini shared a spicy getaway in Sedona, Arizona? What the hell? That happened. That's a conversation. There are NFL circles talking about this because these are head coaches that speak to these reporters. They all have her number. They all have the high-level senior reporters' numbers, and those outlets communicate. Coaches, reporters communicate regularly. How else do you think these journalists get their information? There is a Tennessee revenge angle. Boston Sports Radio, social media, a lot of analysts are speculating Vrabel's former employer, the Tennessee Titans, maybe somebody within the organization could have hired a PI. Remember that the Titans thing was probably ultimately not Mike Vrabel's fault. Seems like through this whole thing, the consistent moniker over Mike Vrabel as a coach in the NFL is that he's a good coach. Led a team to a Super Bowl. The New England Patriots, year one, what a turnaround. And the Titans, egg on their face, said, we got to do something about this. Maybe they sent a private investigator to follow Mike Vrabel, Diana Russini. Maybe Amy Adams shrunk their relationship, ending poorly. The Tennessee Titans means that a PI needed to get involved. Could there be a goal of character evidence or just an embarrassment as a guy tries to build culture in New England? Eyewitnesses at the resort say the photos were taken from a professional distance with high-end lenses. Well, they didn't look that clear to me. But who's to say that the cameraman wasn't 200 yards away? This supports an idea of a surveillance style, a spy. Someone spying, not just a cell phone from a distance, someone spying on Diana Russini and Mike Vrabel. Could it have been, and call me crazy, here's a theory I've not been given yet. Could it have been their spouses? Wouldn't be. I watch enough Discovery Channel. I watch enough ID or whatever that one is. I watched enough Spike back in the day to know that a spouse hiring a private investigator is not rare. And that as high profile as both of these figures are, as high profile as their spouses are, Russini loves to talk about her husband, never in a positive light, only about how weird and average he is. Vrabel very clearly has had a wife since 1999, 2 adult children with her. It wouldn't be that outside of the picture for either of them to hire the private investigator. But all that boils down to career impact. Yeah, I mean, right? Isn't that where going into the weekend, closing the book on this storyline, as we get closer to being able to close the book on it, we hit the crescendo, we hit the payoff, we hit the moment of, okay, now what? For now, The Athletic and the New York Times are standing by Russini, calling the photos misleading. But again, if there are photos released of you interlocking fingers and holding both hands and hugging and hot tubbing.
Touch yourself.
Misleading's a weird word for that. And the public pressure is mounting on the outlets to do something. And because these photos exist, by the way, here's your payoff, your crescendo, the what happens next. Every scoop, and Russini she tried to tweet yesterday, and she tried to tweet at 5:30 in the morning about the NFL referees, and it blew up. It just blew up in her face. Nobody, everybody in the comments was like, don't. You can't just tweet. No, it's not just normal, not just regular. Every scoop Russini has for the next, I don't know, rest of her career will be scrutinized for New England bias. It will be scrutinized, as it should. She should never have sourcing again from the Buffalo Bills, the New York Jets. That won't be a thing. They won't be calling her to give her information. And for Vrabel, it's a distraction nightmare. Hi, guys. It's me, Mike Vrabel, showing up for OTAs, for voluntary workouts, for the draft. Yes, me, the Mike Vrabel guy who is holding hands with Diana Russini. Like, do you think that there are other NFL head coaches who called him yesterday? Mike, man, what are you doing? Mike, dog. We've all talked about it, but to do it? Mike? What kind of distraction is that? What kind of nightmare is that? For Robert Kraft, who fired Bill Belichick to escape the circus. Hey, the circus is back. Front page news, baby. Mike Vrabel, Diana Russini, and their spicy Sedona getaway. What was all that about? Presented by Robinhood. You expect more from yourself, expect more from your money. Learn more and get started today with Robinhood at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Coming up, our biggest losers of the day. This is Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Will Alabama QB Ty Simpson be picked in the first round? The Jets
shoot daggers right through my eyes. My eyes beyond the ground. Got to keep it old school. Got to keep it strong. Got to keep on grooving till my money's all gone. I'm a big man. Listen what I say. If you want my mind, you best walk away. 'Cause all I wanna do is F-U-N-K. F-U. F-U-N-K. F-U-N-K. Why? Are always closed. Got to keep it old school. Got to keep it strong. Got to keep on grooving till my money's all gone. The big cheese. Listen what I say. If you want my soul, you best walk away.
Everybody, it is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. The middle of the Masters, man. There is playoff hockey, playoff basketball, in sight. The MLB, the Reds are good. Maybe not last night, but the Reds, man. Heck. The Yankees lost the Athletics. The Masters going on right now. We did all of that. I could say the Masters 15 times. It's that kind of week for me. And then the Vrabel Rossini stuff. You kidding me, dude? Let's bookend it, bow it with this. It's time for our biggest losers of the day. Naturally, would not be a biggest losers this week if we did not include Diana Rossini being very flirty with Mike Vrabel 7 months ago. And I wish you could see it because her body language is so interesting. But here is Vrabel and Rossini from 7 months ago.
All right, well, this was the most serious conversation I think I've ever had with you in 10 years.
Well, you started talking about things, and then
no,
I
it's good. No,
I veer off into coach.
No, it was a little coach speaking, but it's all fair, and I can see, and I think people listening and watching you understand what you're trying to build. So we got to have a little fun. So I figured we'd do 50 seconds for your 50th.
50 seconds for my 50th.
Right? There's no way.
I don't think I'll be able to get through this in 50 seconds.
Words are not our problems ever. In fact, I think we both probably talk a little too much, but we can do it. Start the clock. There's no clock.
No, good.
There's no
I was
clock.
like, I'm looking for the clock.
Just pretend. You probably have one naturally in your head, as a coach. Can I borrow your whistle?
No.
Please?
50 seconds. No. 50 seconds.
For every time a new question.
No one wants to see
that
this
actually
thing.
is kind of nasty. That is nasty.
Can I borrow your whistle? All right, Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. One of the reasons, to me at least, that this story is such a story, specifically on the Drake Toll Show, is this tweet from Tony Farmer, which kind of goes hand in hand with today, with the biggest losers. Tony Farmer tweets, to recap, TMZ would not publish the story, even though the price was less than $10,000. We established it was a 4-figure price, and TMZ would not publish this story. They passed on it. That's why Page 6 got it. Barstool, Dave Portnoy, openly admits a memo went out saying not to cover this story. All NFL insiders, third bullet point, and most major news outlets won't even mention the story. What are the possible theories to explain this? Like, what if Ryan Glasspiegel is telling me that these were, from Front Office Sports, that these were shopped around, these photos were given to multiple different outlets, and that they were supposed to pay a very small sum for what's a massive story to break, but they wouldn't do it. What am I not understanding here? Can someone make that make sense to me? Make this make sense. Huh. Not here. Not on the Drake Toll Show. If you're Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini, you are squarely in the topic of conversation. As a part of our biggest losers of the day, our own Curtis Poindexter, who runs the board alongside Addie Bates producing, has a mystery soundbite for our biggest loser of the day.
I'm going to let Addie set it up.
So there was some confusion yesterday. Many people were saying that the game at the end of the show was rigged. They were saying that. So let's
Fake
listen.
News.
Let's roll
So
it back.
rigged.
Let's roll it back.
All right,
Roll
next
tape.
category.
Movies.
Name
Movies.
Disney's first film.
Snow White.
Snow White.
Curtis!
Oh! Okay, no, this is rigged.
Curtis got it right before you.
People could
No, he
hear it
didn't.
first, and could go to the tape, but we won't know for another 3 minutes.
You lost.
What's crazy here, number one, are our levels. Number two is, I promise, there's got to be a delay. There's got to be a delay.
You're on
Someone
Comrex. There's no delay on
corroborate.
a Comrex.
Right, there's got to be like a 0.6 seconds delay where there's no way.
There's no delay on a Comrex.
I said it right here, and I said Snow White, and then Curtis said it right after me. I
I
can't.
think you're hearing.
I know I know I sound crazy. I know we obviously just listened and that's not what happened. But in real time, in the moment, this is wow. I'm embarrassed. I just want to say that I'm not sure if I'll ever put this headset on again. Whether it be from my employers at Fox, as there's a deep drive into left field. Castellanos, it's now a 4-0 ball game. Wow, well, my apologies to you, Curtis, based on the evidence. I feel like that it easily could have been doctored AI.
So hard.
But I'll give you this one.
It
could have easily been.
The one that we really needed was after the show for the listeners out there. Drake had this insane crash out about losing to Curtis at this game 2 weeks in a row. It was wild. He was so angry. Like, it couldn't have been that Curtis won. It had to have been that it was rigged. Stop the steal. Stop the steal. Curtis did not win. That's fake news.
I threw so many things. I broke a television. I have this little Roku TV. I threw the remote through the Roku TV. It was dastardly. I had Amazon same day new lights to make sure the studio still had lights. Curtis did forgive me. I had to send a text to the entire. We have a group chat called the Westwood One Fam group chat. So I sent a text yesterday as an apology. I shared with them some of my favorite songs, just so they could get a better feel for my music taste, including from Paparazzi and the Photogs. It's okay if you poop and or pee your pants sometimes. Don't feel bad. My parents used to play that for me all the time so that I wouldn't feel so bad.
Used to, meaning like 2 years ago.
2 weeks ago, dog. Like, what are you talking about 2 years ago? Some people deal with things. Some people deal with things. Biggest loser of the day, Notre Dame? Argentina really plays a tougher road schedule than Notre Dame this year. What? Yeah, that's right. Argentina will play games at Auburn and Texas A&M. A lot of these announcements have come out over the last couple of days. A&M made a huge deal out of this, as they should. Kyle Field, 100,000 people, will get Argentina. Notre Dame plays games at Syracuse, Purdue, North Carolina, BYU. Only one of those is a top 25 team. They only have 4 road games next season. 4 road games? That's what we should come to expect from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish and that guy who decided to skip a bowl game. It would only make sense if Notre Dame and Texas met in the national championship next year. They both sold out. So much money on these rosters. They may be the best 2 teams in college football next season. That's something to follow. Biggest losers. This is from PPR Fantasy Tips. Roger, projected first overall pick Fernando Mendoza isn't going to attend the draft. Darren Lee has been charged with first-degree murder. We're facing a work stoppage by the NFL Referees Association in May. One of the first female officials is suing the NFL for gender discrimination and harassment, alleging a sexist culture led to her termination after the 2024 season. Stephon Diggs is being accused of assault and strangulation. Rashee Rice has been cleared of all misconduct regarding domestic abuse. Puka Nacua, accused of making anti-Semitic remarks and biting someone. He's going to rehab. James Pierce Jr. facing 3 felony charges, aggravated battery. FCC chairman. The list goes on and on and on. Not to mention discrimination lawsuits, players alleging the league didn't protect them from brain injuries, the NFLPA reporting a misuse of funds. Oh. And John Gruden gets a jury trial in May of 2027 regarding his leaked emails. Not a fun time. Not a fun time to be the commissioner of the National Football League right now, Roger Goodell. Though I probably would take his paycheck. There you go. Those are our biggest losers of the day. Honorable mention, Philadelphia Phillies. Christina Koch wearing a Phillies jersey as she's circling the moon in Artemis 2. God, it's a tough time to watch the Phillies, huh? From the moon. Addie Bates produces, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. When we return, it's time for our obituaries and the quickie. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. With you for the next 2 hours. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Westwood One! This is Westwood One Sports.
I'd like to dedicate this song to my partner, soul partner, Mr. Duck Sound, better known as the Sir Douglas Quintet from San Antonio. Wherever you are, brother. Wasted days and wasted nights I have left for you behind. For you don't belong to me. Your heart belongs to someone else. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame for making me blue? Don't you remember the day that you went away and left me? I was so lonely, praying for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame for making me blue? So lonely, pray for you only, my love. Why should I keep loving you when I know that you're not true? And why should I call your name when you're the blame for making me blue?
made you feel that I should have been gone. After all your words of steel, oh, I must have been a dreamer, and I must have been someone else, and we should have been over. Oh, say, our love holds on, holds on.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Have we fixed TSA yet? How's that going? Anyone have an update there? When should you eat nowadays, these days? By the way, did you see eggs are down 97%? Not good. I bought 2 dozen eggs at the beginning of March when they were at their highest. So now what do, huh? Eggs on my face. Whoa! But it must have been a dreamer! Been a dreamer! Oh! Steve Perry.
I was complaining to Addie that I had to pay $65 to fill my car that normally took $30 for winning.
I saw gas officially hit $4 over here.
It's like $6.50 over here.
Around the.
Yeah, it's 4:30 up here.
Yeah, we fished. Once you hit $4 in the Bible Belt, let's say you know things are getting crazy.
It came in so fast and so hard.
Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization. Locked on Big 12. And right here, right now on the Drake Toll Show. All right. Here we go. It's time for our obituary. Dead today, Operation Sloppy. Diana Rossini tweets on September 9th, 2013, Operation Sloppy. The internet has now picked this up, and it has taken our world by storm as we continue, as we go on day 3 or 4 of the Rossini files and the Sedona scandal, Sedona Gate. Again, this private investigator twist, the idea that no one wanted this story, no one felt comfortable publishing a story about Diana Rossini. That is the story now. Why? Why is no one talking about this? Is it because she is their friend? Is it because they feel like if they talk about this that they won't get access to Mike Vrabel anymore? Yeah, all right. You guys have fun with that. Feels like job malpractice to me. And maybe I'm more worried about the A.J. Brown connection and her wanting to spite her husband and convince the rest of the league that A.J. Brown is worth nothing so that, there are, in a situation like this, there are league faces, entities that now will treat her differently, see her differently, and should. Same goes for Mike Vrabel. Dead today. The United States Forest Service? We've now, from No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, new first name. Regions and offices are being shut down at the U.S. Forest Service. R.I.P. in peace. This reminds me of the Smokey the Bear thing. Smokey, I thought, I had been told that Smokey the Bear was dead. That they'd cut funding and there was no more Smokey. No more On Top of Old Smokey. Wrong. 2 weeks ago, I saw Smokey the Bear. He exists. The mascot himself, the live physical thing, the billboards, I'm seeing them. So while skeptical that the Forest Service is actually being shut down, today's news that the Forest Service is being shut down. Uh-oh.
They call me Smokey the Bear because no tree is safe.
They call you Smokey the Bear because no tree is safe?
Stay off the weed.
Yeah.
Hold on. The Bears' whole deal is keeping the trees safe. So if no tree was safe, if you're destroying the trees, or, I don't know, inhaling the trees, Smokey the Bear would not hurt the trees, Curtis, so they wouldn't call you Smokey the Bear.
I don't know. I don't
Fight
pick
Club.
anything.
Yeah.
God forbid
Yeah.
Curtis has a hobby. God forbid Curtis has a hobby.
Try that on for size. Also dead today, Barstool? This one hits close to home. The Banana Ball account tweets, the Indianapolis Clowns have signed Monet Davis, the Little League World Series icon, WPBL first rounder, Monet Davis. Pretty awesome. Now, Banana Ball has female on every team. Now, there should be 6. And the head coach of one of the teams is female. Awesome. Women in sports. Rico Bosco of Barstool retweets, icon, in quotes, icon, 1-1 as a starter. Her team went 2-2 at the Little League World Series. Addie, she was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. That was the summer of Monet Davis. When I found out that we were signing her, I was giddy because she was a star of sports for a summer. Am I off base, or is she not an icon of sports?
She was awesome for the Little League World Series. Like, that was fun to see. I don't know if she's icon status though. But that's like,
okay.
She's a badass.
Let's change my rules then. Build a Mount Rushmore of Little League World Series. Name 3 other players who have been stars in the Little League World Series.
I'm not doing a Mount Rushmore on this show.
Correct, because I can't and you can't. If you said, hey, who are the 4 best players you ever watched in the Little League World, who you remember watching the Little League World Series, the only one I would know is Monet Davis. I could not name another kid. Like, Todd Frazier played there. I don't remember seeing him do anything.
Didn't Cody Bellinger play there?
Maybe, right? But I can confirm Monet Davis did. I don't know anybody else. No one else was. When we consider icons of the Little League World Series, she is the only one I can think of that I would say, you know what? Yeah, that's like Hall of Fame status. I remember her name because she was the girl who, I think she was the first girl to start a Little League World Series game, and she shoved. Went 6 innings of scoreless work. Yeah. 6 innings, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. She mowed through the Southeast Friday, August 15th.
I can almost guarantee you that Barstool is not necessarily. I think that is anger directed in the wrong way or a diss directed in the wrong way. I think that she was the easy target in her Little League days, but I think they're dissing Banana Ball, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, Dave's not a big fan of the Banana Ball stuff. Which, to be fair to Dave, I get that. There was we talk about it sometimes, a legendary Twitter issue. Dave's still not a big fan. That's a story for another time. It's a story for when the files are released. Those are our obituaries today. It's time for the Quickie Top 5 headlines in all of sports. Addie Bates reads them. Drake Toll responds. It is the Drake Toll Show.
Here's your first headline. DOJ opens probe of NFL over TV deals.
This is a good one. Thank you. I did. So every day I get up, or the night prior, I record these minutes and these little 30-second blurbs about my thoughts on sports every day, and they go out across the airwaves from New York to L.A. And today what I said was thank you. I mean, this is going to be nothing. I hope you all understand that, right? Anytime there is a figurative Batman or Superman or superhero that you feel like is going to save sports or help you, they typically fall through. It doesn't usually go well. In this case, your Batman, your Superman is the DOJ, who we are hoping will stand up and fix the fact that you could be paying $3,000 in a month or in a season for NFL access. to watch across all platforms, from ESPN to Prime to NFL TV or whatever. It's whatever remember the old Direct TV package? You could pay $900 for an NFL Red Zone and all the games. It's that, right? Could the DOJ be putting an end to war in the National Football League and how television is divvied up the money you spend on television? That's the hope. Will it happen? I don't think so. But at least the DOJ is looking into it. And for that, I appreciate them.
Here's your second headline. Terrible. Dan Hurley rips CBB transfer portal, says tampering goes on entire season.
Terrible. This reminds me of the coach at Indiana. Now he was at West Virginia. No. This reminds me of Will Wade allegedly putting a down payment on a house in February in Baton Rouge. So, yes, I understand. I get it. I want to validate you, my close and personal friend, Dan Hurley, that college basketball needs help. But let us not forget that, tampering's going on the entire year with these players, but it is going on with the coaches too. Will Wade would not have been buying a house in Baton Rouge in February if he didn't know something, right? I feel like we can deduce that. We can put two and two together, transitive property. So the kids, certainly they could not talk. And I get it. Again, there are issues that should be addressed and fixed. But let's not forget, we're trying to limit the kids, limit the players, while the coaches themselves are buying houses in different cities 2 months before they're hired by that job. Oh, but it's the kids tampering. It's the kids making money that's the problem. I don't know. Just because Will Wade's 45 and this kid's 23 doesn't mean that Will Wade should be able to shop a job whenever he wants, but the kid can't have any autonomy. That's my thoughts.
Here's your third headline. Joel Embiid has appendectomy, leaving former MVP status for postseason in doubt.
Yeah, it is. The Sixers are squarely in that 6 to 10 range in the NBA. That's where they'll end up. I don't. He won't be. They're in that 7 to 10 range. They're sitting at 8 right now. I don't imagine he'll be back. I don't foresee him coming back for the play-in. I mean, he had an appendix. His appendix was removed. When I was in college, Pierce McBride was pledging a fraternity with me, and during the pledgeship process, which can be strenuous, he took so many gas station caffeine pills that he had to have an emergency appendectomy. And which I've never heard of an appendectomy that wasn't emergency, by the way, so that's kind of redundant. But he had to have an appendectomy, and then 4 days later, he's like, guys, I can do it. I can come back. I can do the push-ups. I can run. I can do all of it. Turns out he could not. Now, Joel Embiid is a professional athlete, but I do not foresee him being in the play-in. This is detrimental to the rest of the Sixers season, whatever that may have looked like. It already was bleak anyway.
Pittsburgh Penguins clinch a playoff spot, ending their 3-year drought.
Yeah, the Penguins are back, man. If you're tracking the NHL playoff scenarios, still don't have the Bruins in there. Still do not have the Bruins in the postseason. We are no Philadelphia Flyers, no Senators, Red Wings. The teams are all kind of like dancing around, precipice of it. The Utah Mammoth are in, though, and so are Pittsburgh and those Minnesota Wild. Pittsburgh Penguins are back, man. Heck yeah. Toronto Maple Leafs are not. Holy bad. 78 points this year? Come on. Got to be better than that. Congrats to the Penguins. Congrats to Penguins fans. I had dinner last night with a guy from Pittsburgh who was pretty pumped by this. It's been a bit. I still don't think they'll contend, obviously, but at least you're there. You know what? I said that about the Panthers when they were the 8th seed, right? And they obviously contended. So congrats to the Pittsburgh Penguins on being back.
Final headline. Here's a fun one. Denver stuns Michigan in second overtime, plays Wisconsin for Frozen 4 title.
Yeah, death taxes in Denver being in the mix in the Frozen 4. Also, did you know Frozen 4 broadcast on
ESPN?
And
Westwood One Sports
Oh.
and the Westwood One Sports app. I went in last night to record some stuff for the show today, You know what I saw? The live stream
I did see
that was up for the Frozen Four on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. Denver and Wisconsin, heavyweight bout. It was an electric game last night between Denver and Michigan. And look, if there's, again, death taxes Denver in hockey. They're just kind of always there. Boston and Denver, those two to watch. And don't worry, we'll have all of the highlights, recaps, and coverage this weekend from Wisconsin and Denver in the Frozen Four final. Who will win the national championship? Everyone is asking. Is that it? That's 5?
Yep.
Those are the top 5 headlines in all the sports. That was the quickie. Coming up, Joel Embiid undergoes surgery for appendicitis. Appendicitis. What do we do with this? What do the Sixers do with this? 27 points per game, 7.5 rebounds. You're going to need that guy, right? You're just not going to have that guy. Oh, and the Kings are marred in controversy. Could have the number 1 overall pick, but they're winning on accident or on purpose? Or what are the Kings doing? This is the Drake Toll Show.
Jones barbecue foot massage. Jones barbecue foot massage.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Oh. What sultry sounds are these?
This is Duran Jones and the Indications. They're modern.
Duran Jones from Duran Duran?
Nope, Duran Jones. Different, totally different. Durand with a D at the end.
And Duran?
Like Durand Paul?
But this is a modern band. This song came out recently.
Oh. It's good.
Very Redbone
Sultry
vibe.
sounds.
He's so good.
Very Redbone vibe. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces today. This is the Drake Toll Show. Oh, good morning, everybody. Today's the day I face my fears and go to Albuquerque. Today's the day I face my fears that I go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, the City of Lights. Is that or is that not the animated show with the sponge and the star guy? Oh, there's a whale. There's a girl whale as well.
Her father
That's
is
in
a crab.
Albuquerque, correct? Yes.
Makes
Their
no
father
sense.
is a crab.
Cue up Electric Zoo.
Is that Albuquerque? They're in Albuquerque, right?
No, I believe it's Bikini Bottom.
No, you know what I'm talking. Somebody help me here. I'm not an insane person. Curtis, when they go to the surface, yes, and there's the pirate. Are they not in
He's also
Albuquerque?
the guy that voices.
No, they're
SpongeBob,
in
by the way.
Encino, California.
Oh, okay. That's what. That's the.
Oh, the
reference.
actual
But there's
lore
a
is that
city.
they're in like some nuclear fallout, and these are all messed up, like remnants of
Okay.
that at the bottom of the ocean.
You would have some lore on SpongeBob. You would drop that on the show today.
Ball knower.
It's got that for free.
Sping bang. That's the Thanksgiving Day parade. Every time, where Al Roker and Savannah Guthrie. We didn't find
might be
Nancy,
busy.
did we?
Mm-mm.
I'm starting to fear the worst.
Starting?
I'm starting to fear the worst in the Nancy Guthrie set. Now that we've stopped talking about it, which is also crazy. We're just like, oh well, we tried, and after 2 weeks, we kind of gave up. No update. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure where you go from here, but the hope is that Savannah Guthrie is back at Thanksgiving. She's kind of a staple of my Thanksgiving. Her and Al Roker, and and here he comes, SpongeBob.
Oh.
An international staple since 2001. SpongeBob.
1999.
1999. SpongeBob floats down the street. There he is, waving with his best friends from Petco. And here he is, at 98 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie Valli. Jerry.
The best part of those are when there's like
It's
the
just-
balloon that's like half deflated.
Correct.
Those are fun.
Yeah. And it's someone you now performing 3-time Grammy Award nominee. You're like, all right, well, she didn't win one, but at least she was nominated 3 times. Jewel. Like, what the hell? Jewel's here? Like, that's the one time a year you're like, oh, dang, I forgot Jewel existed. All right, bring it on home, Jewel. Shaka Khan. Like, whoa! Shaka Khan's here.
That's
Come
my
on
girl.
now. Like, it's the it gets me every time that you forget about these artists until they show up at the Thanksgiving Day parade, and you're like, damn, Ted Nugent? I thought that
Oh.
guy was homeless in Austin. Yeah, he's just playing his guitar. He's homeless in Austin. He's got some.
Can I give a
interesting
hot
thoughts
take for
about
a
the
second?
world.
Can I say something?
About Ted Nugent? Yeah, you can give a hot take.
No, no, I hate him. But I do not like the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Whoa. Okay. I'll give a minute here. Why?
Because it's so stupid. Like, it's so lame. Like, I'm sitting there on the couch watching balloons, watching people lip sync to songs from, like, that is stupid.
Better than the dog show.
No. No. I don't watch. I mean, Thanksgiving is also my least favorite holiday, like, ever. So I think it's just like, I'm like, this is such a waste of time. As I'm waiting for David Bates he's back there deep frying a turkey, and we have an oven baked turkey. Like, I'm just like, come on, I'm ready to eat now. Let's just get it over with.
Oh, coming around the bend, there he is. It's Bluey. Kids love him. Families adore him.
And then he gets
Bluey.
stuck. Then he gets stuck, or he starts deflating. I'm like, what the hell are we doing here?
And right behind him, it's the holographic rediscovery of David Bowie. They told me, remember the Bing Crosby, David Bowie,
Yes, I hate that song.
Little drummer boy? David
Like the Bad
effing
Religion
Bowie.
version better.
Yeah,
Wow.
Here he comes, Tito Jackson. You're like, what the hell? What's
Skinniest Jackson.
what's a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
The swinginest Jackson.
Skinniest Jackson.
Skinniest Jackson.
I cannot wait for the Thanksgiving Day parade. Oh, that's good. That's good soup right there. Look, man, no two ways around it. If you're from Philadelphia, you probably watch the Thanksgiving Day parade. You can just take the train up there from Philly to New York, and you go to Macy's, and and they got Tito out there, and then Janet comes out, and you're like, oh wow, it's the Thanksgiving Day parade. Yeah, they're not singing, they're mouthing the words, but it's fine. Because Jelly Roll's there, and he's going to make everything better for you. But then you remember during your Thanksgiving how just porous the 76ers are. They're the Baltimore Ravens, man. They're the Buffalo Bills. They're the expectation of competition, and then the definition of not getting the job done when it matters the most, of cold feet at the altar, of being unable to perform in these spots where, like, hey, we're the NBA, and you're wanting to win a championship. If the process, we're going to trust the process. Like, what's left from the process, huh? It's been a pretty long process to trust. I remember, it's probably been 10 years now. It's probably been 10 years ago. The Philadelphia, the Phillies do stink, but the Philadelphia 76ers just stunk. They sucked. They were fun to watch. They were one of the worst teams in the NBA. But they were trusting that there was a process to this. Then Joel Embiid comes to town. And you know what? Now Joel Embiid is 32 years old. And which that's not old. Like, Joel Embiid still has, 6 to 8 years on his NBA career where I'm like, all right, shoot, here he goes again, Joel Embiid doing Joel Embiid things. But dog, let me shoot you. Can I shoot you straight here? Like, at what point, the bigger story to me from this emergency appendectomy that happened for Joel Embiid, at what point do we accept for the 76ers, for Philadelphia, that the process is, like, let's just restart the process. The process isn't really working. And now, gearing up for the play-in tournament, Joel Embiid, who only played 38 games this year. I mean, you can even argue in years past that the Sixers have been so injury-prone or put their eggs in the wrong basket. Markelle Fultz was a star. That ultimately, you can't, circumstance is the reason that the Sixers have fallen apart since 2016. That's when Embiid was drafted, 2016-17. He's been in the league 10 years. And for what? Joel Embiid has never played more than 68 games in an NBA season, by the way. And here he goes. Finally back. Come on, big man. Going to have you if we're going to win in the postseason. And his appendix says, Joel, I'm not feeling so good. And Joel Embiid said, "What's going on, appendix?" His appendix said, "I got to go. It's time." 3 a.m. Thursday. Severe abdominal pain. Houston, rushed to the hospital. That's where the team was. Appendicitis. Immediate surgery. Again, I said emergency appendectomy earlier. I think all of them are emergencies. Very seldom do you have the wherewithal to think, 2 weeks from now, my appendix will rupture. I must go in now. Very seldom they're prepared appendectomies. And now, the recovery of 23 days, which 23 days, that's the average recovery. I mean, it could take, what if it takes 20? That still takes you out of the play-in. The best case, 14, if we rush him back from his appendix being removed 14 days from now, return him in the middle of the first round, like, hey, I mean, he's already not going to be 100% and he's a professional athlete. They'll treat him right. But the weight loss to the recovery of getting back in the gym, or the 7 days you need to just not move because your appendix has been taken out, none of this is good. History is not on Philadelphia's side. History is not on Joel Embiid's side. OG Anunoby, 2019, missed the first 3 rounds of the playoffs after appendectomy. That's your worst case scenario. Your best case is 14 to 18 days, middle of the first round. And I don't even think that's going to happen. Rushing something like this is not all that possible for a professional athlete. You and I, after a week, could probably go back to our desk jobs. We eat some ice cream, drink a little bit of water, and then, all right, we'll see you. Embiid, orbital fractures, torn meniscus, basketballable. Reggie, one of my best friends in the world, a motivational coach. Orbitable. It's his favorite word in the world. Orbital fractures, torn meniscus. We are used to this for Joel Embiid. Sixers are in the 7th, 8th place, just kind of hanging around there. Hi, it's us, the 76ers. And with Embiid, 28-10, 60-win pace. Without Embiid, 16-25. Just this loss in a pivotal point of the year, where the Sixers need to win, is another chapter in the book of process that has failed. In the failed process of, we're the Buffalo Bills. This is our year to win the Super Bowl. We're the Ravens. This is our year to win the Super Bowl. Oh, well. Doug McDermott said we were a couple of pieces short. Oh, well. Lamar was one weapon short. Oh, well, we needed a pass rusher like Max Crosby. That therein lies the issue here with these trust the process brands, with these franchises, organizations that tell you to trust the process. Said at some point the process runs out, and I don't trust Ding anymore. I don't believe in the 76ers anymore, and you should neither. I don't think Joel Embiid will play a game this postseason. I don't think he'll have the chance to. The 76ers are done. Goodbye. Season done. Blow it all up. Figure it out. I don't know. That's this off season in the association. That process, that organization should be a heavy talking point on what they do at this point. Because the 18th pick in the draft is just not. Okay, is that going to get us there? I don't think so. When we return, Atlanta Braves insider Brett Loftus joins the show on the contending Atlanta Braves. Are they back this year? We'll also delve into Major League Baseball across the National League and what happened to the Yankees last night. One hit against the A's? Oof. Addy Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Oh, and you? You should know. This show is sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Imagine a sports platform that talks.
truck. Do yourself a favor, try your luck. Take a step back, take a step back, take a step back, take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back, take a step back to the way it was when people were crazy. Love was enough. A little more old soul, a little more lay low. Give me just a little more of your heart. I said ready, set, start. Take a step back, take a step back, take a step back, take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. No more tomorrows, no more today got away from it. Come on, bring it on home. 1, 2, 3, take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. You know it. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. 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 Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. Everybody stop where you're at. Take a step back. Everybody stop. Yes, sir. Take a step back.
Dear friend, if you want to feel better, don't let the devil make you toss this letter. If you've been crossed up by hoodoo, voodoo, the wizard or the lizard, you got family trouble, man trouble, woman trouble, no life through the rubber. You're looking for a true friend or a true lover, or if you've been living undercover, well, I'm coming to your town to break it all down and help you with all of this. I'm looking to help you find bliss. One day, a one way, can't miss. I'm here to tear all the walls down. Doesn't matter if it's a large town or a small town. Just like Joshua and the fabled walls of Jericho, I'm here to tear down the institution. God spoke to me, said, listen to me. I anoint you with the power that'll get them all moving. You're agitated, you're prayed and meditated, you're concentrated on getting elevated. By sundown, one day, you who come will be blessed with a big money blessing. You will be doubted by all the unbelievers on all of the things I'm addressing. But you must tell 7 friends. You must first bring 7 friends. And don't be selfish and keep this all to yourself and don't eat shellfish. Hate is trying to take someone else's love for yourself. But I'm here to tell you that love is trying to help someone else. I realize that you have tried and tried and are just about ready to give up.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Good morning to our 300 affiliates across the country. New York to L.A., huh? This land is your land, Georgia. This weekend is the weekend, right? The Masters, NHL postseason, NBA postseason, all of it right here in front of you. But you know what? I'm not even a sicko. I'm just someone who knows things. The common sense of understanding that today, when the Atlanta Braves host the Cleveland Guardians for one of my favorite series that will take place in Major League Baseball this weekend, the game on Friday, April 10th matters just as much as the game on Tuesday, September 14th. And here's a man who understands that. Braves insider, NASCAR insider, you name it, he probably knows about it. Brett Loftus on the Drake Toll Show. Brett, the 8-5 Atlanta Braves, in contrast to what happened to the Braves last season versus the start in 2026, how different is the vibe around this team?
Oh, big time. I think you can tell with the guys in the locker room, the new celly that they unveil every year. You know, it started this year with Michael Harris II, who is having a really great start to the year. And unlike what the stats say, he's the unluckiest hitter in baseball. If you look at xWOBA and all that analytical stuff, he's been the unluckiest hitter in baseball. Is an expected batting average of over 330 right now, and it's hitting below 250. So that's over almost a 100-point difference. But I think the biggest difference between last year's team and this year's team, Drake, to start out the year, two different things. The pitching rotation, both the starting pitching and the guys coming out of the bullpen. Guys coming out of the bullpen have a 0.82 ERA right now, which is best in Major League Baseball entering today. And then also that guy behind the dish, the sophomore phenom, and Drake Baldwin, who leads the league and runs batted in. I mean, he has been the MVP frontrunner in the National League, albeit through 13 ball games for the Atlanta Braves. Those have been the two massive differences from last year to this year.
Now, do those differences stick? Because just for the moniker that every game in April matters as much as the games in September, a lot of people don't believe you could actually track how good a team is until the middle of May. Is it safe to say that the foundation of why the Braves are 8-5 will stay true throughout the rest of the season?
I think that's a twofold yes and yes. I think that you can't really tell who a team is until about 60 games in. I think we've seen that during the COVID year of 2020 when teams only played 60 games. You really only know what you got until you make it to that point. But I think the foundation of this Braves team, especially with their first-year skipper, Walt Weiss, right? Like he's been the bench coach now for nearly a decade, but now his first year at the top of the helm, I think getting almost like that new blood, that's the same blood, right? He played under Bobby Cox. He coached under Brian Snicker. He was on the staff and the bench coach in 21 when they won the World Series. I think that is when it's going to help this Braves team kind of power through a full 162. I mean, every team, Drake's going to have a hot streak. Every team's going to have a bad month, right? Whether you're talking offense, whether you're talking your pitching staff, whether you're talking both are not doing well. But I think for the most part, having Walt Weiss at the top of that, having a guy like Drake Baldwin behind the dish, and then you still have a lot of the same guys. I think what people, when you looked at a lot of the projections from your insiders and from your top MLB writers at the start of the year, didn't have the Braves in the playoffs. I think the biggest thing that a lot of people maybe forgot, Drake, out of the 7 guys that started on opening day last year for the Braves, or out of the 9 guys, 7 of them ended up being on the IL last year at some point. So the Braves are finally healthy to start this year as well. And I think if they can stay away from the injury bug, that's going to help them propel themselves to the full 162 as well.
See, that's what's crazy is the bats are healthy, the defense is out, but man, there's still. I went to Elbow Surgery City yesterday, one of my favorite places in America. It's just outside of Rainbow Land, and population the Atlanta Braves. Like there's still this pitching rotation is not completely healthy. I'll pitch it to you like this. Is the June 15th iteration of this Braves team even better when they get some of the pitching depth back?
You know, as play-by-play guys like you and I are, I grew up loving Chip Carey, longtime TV voice of the Atlanta Braves and now the TV voice of the St. Louis Cardinals. And he would always say, man, it's like making a trade without making a trade. And that's what the Braves are going to do come late May, early June, mid-July, when they get Spencer Schwellenbach back, when they get A.J. Smith-Shawver back, when they get, I don't know, Spencer Strider back, right? Like Hurston Waldrop, who was really good down the stretch last year. The Braves have 6 guys on their injury list right now that are all big league arms. And then you look at how good this rotation's been. They're still missing a 5th man in the rotation. That's not a secret. You knew that going in opening day. But arms 1 through 4 so far, albeit through just 2 to maybe 3 starts that we've seen out of them, I mean, they have a legit rotation. They have a 2.52 rotation starting pitching ERA so far. So, yeah, I mean, the rotation's only going to get better. We talk about as good as that bullpen's been. You're going to move some of the guys you've had in the rotation to that bullpen once you get Strider and Schwellenbach and Smith-Shawver and Waldrop back. So, yeah, I think the June, July, but really the August team, Drake, once we see these starting pitchers, able to come back, make 5 to 10 starts, the guys that are injured, of course, I think that's the team that could potentially rival the Dodgers in the National League down the stretch.
I'll give you 2 teams here. Brett Loftus, MLB, Atlanta Braves insider, joining the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports. 2 teams out of the AL that each have disappointed to start the year. One of them being the Seattle Mariners and the other being the Toronto Blue Jays. And those are 2 teams that you, again, expect. And look, injuries be damned for the Blue Jays. I understand that. Those are 2 teams that you expected, though, to be at the top of the American League this year. The Jays sit at 5-7, the Mariners at 4-9. And look, Brett, you hit the nail on the head there, too. 60 games in, we can start really judging teams. But of those 2, of the cracks in their foundations, do you press the red button from either of them? Can we tell that either of those franchises this year just aren't going to be up to snuff to compete for a World Series?
I'm not in the world of pressing red buttons this early, Drake, but if I were to press one for the 2, it'd be the Blue Jays. I think they have serious World Series fatigue. I mean, you go to 7 games, you play in arguably a top 3 greatest Game 7 in Major League Baseball history in the World Series. Yeah. You lose that game in heartbreaking fashion. You go out in the offseason, try to make that big splash by signing Dylan Cease. He has been okay to start the year. Maybe that's I'm being nice by saying that. And yeah, I doubt the Blue Jays, especially playing in arguably the toughest division in baseball in the AL East. If I were to press the red button, it'd be on them. I think the M's, man, I think their pitching staff is a top 5 pitching rotation in baseball. I just think they got to get their bats going, and they've been awfully cold to start the year. I want to throw in a 3rd team in there, though, Drake. The Detroit Tigers have gravely disappointed me in the American League to begin the year. I mean, they're the team. I had them as my AL champ. I mean, seriously, and they have, started out 4 games below 500. So they've disappointed me a lot as well. But those 3 teams, I think they'll turn it around. But I don't know if the Blue Jays end up making the postseason.
I was prepared before the year last season for the Tigers to finish 81-81. They felt like a 500 team to me, and they completely proved that wrong and win the division and become a stalwart. This year to start 4-9, that feels different. It's a great shout. Brett Loftus joining the Drake Toll Show. We cannot do a baseball segment, I'm being told, legally by rule without mentioning the L.A. Dodgers. 9-3 start. Shohei Ohtani. They're the story of baseball internationally. Are the Dodgers as good as advertised to you, or is there still room to grow? What's the storyline that chases the Dodgers 12 games in?
I still think the people look at the Dodgers and they think they're unbeatable. I don't think that's the case, but they are clearly the best team in Major League Baseball. You talk about growth. I don't know how much better you could get. I mean, they have a AAA pitching rotation that is better than probably 12 of the 30 Major League starting rotations right now. They have a lineup featuring 3 Hall of Famers, not to mention a guy like Kyle Tucker buried in there. I mean, they are legitimately on paper as good as you want to throw out the Big Red Machine of the mid-'70s, the 98 Yankees, the 07 Red Sox, like any of these great teams. Even if we can go back and talk about the 1927 Yankees with Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth, like any team you could talk about in the history of Major League Baseball, pound for pound, this Dodgers team, especially here in the big 2026, is as good as any of those teams. This is the best rendition we've seen out of a Dodgers team of the last 3 years, and hey, they went back-to-back. So this Dodgers team is as legit as it gets, but they're not unbeatable, Drake. And I think we've seen that in the postseason last year with a team like the Blue Jays, again, who spends money, but they don't have nearly as deep as pockets as the Dodgers do, and they pushed them to 7 on baseball's biggest stage. So, yeah, they're 9-3. they've started out 9-3, and their big boppers ain't been bopping. Freddie Freeman's had a slow start to the year. Mookie has had a horrid start to the year. Shohei's finally getting it going, obviously. I mean, he's been getting on base. He's been throwing the ball well, but he hasn't been doing Shohei things that we know only he can do. So, yeah, they're 9-3, and they hadn't even got going yet, but I don't think they're going to be unbeatable once we make it to September and October like they have been in years past.
Brett, I'll be remiss to not leave you with this here quickly. North Carolina, the Savannah Bananas, Texas Tailgaters, you'll be there this weekend on hand for 2 sold-out shows at a football stadium, the home that Bill Belichick built. The excitement level for the organization, the franchise, selling out another major football stadium.
You know, it's very exciting, Drake. You know, I got up here last night. I'm actually sitting in my truck outside my Aunt Judy's driveway in Raleigh, North Carolina, and you know, the people that I've gotten to see once I've made it up here to Raleigh last night and so far this morning, it's buzzing around here. You know, this is a football triangle, you know, between Durham, Raleigh, and then Chapel Hill, and, you know, not too far from Wake Forest right down the road. So it's a football staple. And I think getting to come here in the spring, North Carolina, obviously not having a Major League Baseball team, closest thing to it is the Charlotte Knights, a AAA affiliate of the White Sox. This place is buzzing. Our organization in particular, we're very excited about it for the Bananas. Their 3rd football stadium here, the Texas Tailgaters, 2nd-year Banana Ball team, their 2nd football stadium this year. It's a very big weekend, and I'm awfully excited to get to return to my home of the Carolinas this weekend. So very, very excited and very pumped up to play another football stadium. Plus, Tar Heel Blue is my favorite color, Drake. I mean, that's the whole biggest thing there, too.
There you go. Brett, we'll be watching it. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thank you, Drake.
Baseball insider, Braves insider, NASCAR insider, Brett M. Loft is joining the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. You can catch him live, I think, on ESPN this weekend. Savannah Bananas, Texas Tailgaters, live from the campus of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. Wonder if Bill Belichick will be at that one. Boy, the Bill Belichick and the Savannah Bananas, 2 things that I cannot conceptualize being together. When we return, we have got to get to our idiots of the day at some point today pretty quickly. Sponsored by Progressive Commercial Insurance, protecting small businesses with affordable coverage options. Quote today at progressivecommercial.com. Our idiots of the day. Oh, and what's going on with the Masters? We should talk about that. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
This
trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I had no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help me now. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia.
It is the Drake Toll Show.
Georgia, a song of you, comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines.
Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Yeah. The Masters, man. Roy McIlroy yesterday. Good. Really good, actually. As good as it gets. Tied atop the leaderboard after a day. Now, you know, Thursday's not Sunday. But if you are a subscriber to the idea that every Major League Baseball game in April matters as much as every game in September, every hole at the Masters on Thursday matters just the same as Sunday. And Rory leads the pack. Well, he's tied for the lead of the pack. And you know what? Man, that's not all. From Major League Baseball to the world of hockey, the NBA, even the NFL, and the storylines coming out of the National Football League. The DOJ opening a probe of the NFL over these TV deals and the fact that I have to pay an arm and a leg. I have to pay a stupid amount of money for multiple different networks to watch any sports. And finally, the Department of Justice, the government, the United States government, is going to the NFL and saying, hey, you cannot keep doing this. The Department of Justice says to the NFL, hey, people should, how do I want to put this? People should not have to take out a loan to watch the league. Hopefully you'll want to track this. There is a very good chance, knowing what I know about how the government and professional sports leagues and TV networks and the money that runs through all these, knowing how they work, I should be very clear that there is a chance that nothing comes of this. We forget about it. It all just goes to the wayside. But lest ye forget that effort, at the very least effort here, could go a long way. It's time on Friday, April 10th, the year of our Lord 2026, for our Idiots of the Day.
Idiot of the Day.
First Idiot of the Day, Bryson DeChambeau. Odd here. A reporter asks him a pretty normal question, and Bryson acts like he's being pranked. Like, this is just confusing. Bryson, take it away.
So,
how long does it take to make one of those?
Prints in 8 hours, machines in they're 3 or 4 hours, and then you have to cut grooves in it and do a bunch of other stuff. So you can have something within a day and a half.
Would that be something you would want to do for a weekend for any reason?
No. It has to be USJ conforming. There's a whole process you have to go through.
Hey, Bryson, how long, if you were to make a club like you've been doing, how long would it take? Well, it's a terribly hard process. Day and a half. Okay, well, would you, I don't know, put one together for the Masters? Next question. Yeah.
What?
This exasperated reaction in the post-round Masters interview. Just seeing if he'd make another 3D print, another iron for the weekend. Takes a day and a half. Hey, if you wanted one Saturday or Sunday, you could probably have one. And I like the reporters say, hey, would you 3D print more clubs? Like, is that something that feels good enough for you to attack again? No. I think this reinforces Bryson's response, reinforces how a lot of people feel about him. Like the comments on this video alone. Great to see the mask slipping, the phoniest man in golf. But then, stupidest question ever asked post-round. I guess why I approach this from the angle of backing the reporter is I just still can't come around on rooting for Bryson DeChambeau, and he's just an odd duck. And I would want to know in general, I mean, it was one of the bigger headlines coming into the tournament. I want to know in general how one of golf's biggest names, an A-lister in golf, is using a 3D printed club at the Masters. You just heard it, Georgia. Georgia. The prestige of Augusta, marred by the existence of a 3D printed club. Those two things, to me, don't go together. Dumb question? Maybe. But if I'm interviewing Bryson DeChambeau, that's where I don't feel like a dumb question is on the table. This is the YouTube golf guy. I can ask him about his 3D golf clubs. Hey, will you make more for the weekend? You could. But Jacob Pickle, crazy name, retweets it and says, his whole act disappearing as soon as things go poorly, completely shocked by this. He goes from goofball, fun-loving goofball to just mean again. Let's not forget that Bryson DeChambeau goes to the camera, speaks to the media, and is just mean sometimes. Idiot of the day. Addie has placed a picture of a very well lubricated face of the Brewers.
Touch yourself.
Addie, what are we doing with baby oil here?
Sinatra actually muted my microphone. That is Christian Yelich. Legend. Love it. And they announced all these City Connect jerseys yesterday, and for all the photos, for all the teams, you can look at the Braves. They're pretty bad poses, but their faces are all lubed up. I don't know why. At all.
They put baby oil on all of their faces. It's like reflective. It's like a mirror on both of his cheeks. He's already kind of a bony guy. Oh. Thank you, Christian. Very nice. The NFL is an idiot of the day. So, Rashee Rice, I'm looking at the picture right now of his girlfriend and the alleged abuse. Picture of her with scratch marks and bruises across her face. Alleged abuse. I guess we cannot corroborate where it came from or how it happened. He will not face any punishment for domestic abuse allegations made by his now ex-girlfriend. NFL stated he didn't do anything that violates the personal conduct policy. River Craft Fan Club retweets, let's not forget, Calvin Ridley was suspended a full season for betting on his team to win games he wasn't even playing in. Great league, Roger Goodell. Rashee Rice is the same guy. We're saying that he did not. We're saying he did not hit his girlfriend, abuse his girlfriend. Same guy who got 6 games for hit and run, by the way. So there's already a record here. But the league and people getting minimal suspensions, this is normal. Tyreek Hill, Devon Miller, Quinshon Judkins, Greg Hardy. We've established. Like Myles Garrett. Remember the time Myles Garrett swung a helmet onto the bare head of Mason Rudolph? We're like, it's whatever. Myles Garrett's still a star of the National Football League. We love to turn a blind eye in the NFL. It looks like we may have done it again with Rashee Rice on this one. How about this? There is a new jersey taking the world by storm. Maybe the best jersey that the City Connect MLB era has ever produced. And it comes via the Texas Rangers with their Tejas threads. Tejas. Uncle Baby Billy. To celebrate the Mexican influence of the team. Addie, but they're idiots of the day. Don't mess with Tejas.
Yeah, so if you know any history of Texas, the Texas Rangers, if you look up Texas Rangers, Mexican community, they did not do a lot of great things for Mexican Americans, Mexicans. They were not good. Historically, they were terrible. Look it up. So in order to embrace this Mexican heritage when your team's name is the Texas Rangers and you just put in this statue of a very controversial Texas Ranger, not good. Not good. Say, hey guys, we don't really embrace anything. Only team without a pride night. We kind of dog on a lot of any other kind of ethnic group here. But hey, we're going to make it up with the City Connect jersey. And on top of that, we're going to make it Oklahoma Sooner red in the state of Texas. Just move to Oklahoma and call it a day.
It is oddly red. I didn't realize it was Oklahoma colors till you said that. I don't think I like that very much. One of these tweets is, this whole concept is weirdly land acknowledgement-y for a team who isn't progressive enough to do a Pride Night. The Rangers notably did not. One of the few organizations in
They're the only organization
sports, in
baseball.
One of the few organizations in professional sports who did not have a Pride Night in 2025. So if they're going into Mexican Texas heritage here, Tejas, Viva Tejas on the jersey. What can they do? Take the statue down? Apologize? What are the steps to make this appropriate?
I think the other part of it is if you go on Twitter, there's a huge chunk of that fan base who dogs on the Astros. Yes, you can dog on them for cheating or anything, but it's a known thing that they dog on Houston for being so heavily Hispanic influenced. And so now to want to embrace this culture that you dog on every other day of the year, I think I have some beef with that. You can't just embrace it whenever it's convenient for you, when it benefits you. So honestly...
So are we dogging on Twitter fans for being mean to the Astros?
No, I'm just saying the organization has historically not been accepting of anything that's not, if you look at the infield roster of the Texas Rangers. Their old City Connects were fine. Those were perfect for that organization. And they looked good. They did. They looked sharp. This Boomer Sooner red is also, my biggest gripe. You're never going to beat the South Oklahoma allegations.
Yeah, I thought the old City Connects, I would be happy to keep those forever. But the little eagle thing with the Screagle, loved it. Final idiot of the day. Another surprise soundbite. Did Curtis put this in here or did you put this in here?
Curtis, do you want to tee it up? All right, next category.
Movies.
Name Disney's first film.
Snow White.
Snow White.
Curtis!
Okay, no, this is rigged.
Curtis got it right before you.
I feel like there has to be some sort of technical issue here that caused this. We'll do it again. We'll replay Are You Smarter Than Drake Told today after Curtis got his two wins last 2 weeks on Thursday. Are You Smarter Than Drake Told? Nice job. Those are our idiots of the day. Look, if you watched the Masters yesterday, if you're in tune with what's going on at Augusta on the golf course, then you would have seen Rory McIlroy golf really well, which it's a Thursday. Again, can you do it on Sunday? But man, you would have also seen the crash and burn, the fall apart, the disaster that was Jon Rahm. And the disaster that was Bryson DeChambeau. That both of those guys, neither of those guys, golfed very well yesterday. And that's at the top of the Masters conversation right now. As you look at the leaderboard, and you see names that you know sitting at 5 over. Patrick Cantlay at 5 over. Jon Rahm at 6 over. Vijay Singh at 7 over. That's not good. Now, I'll give old man VJ a pass here. But there are a lot of there are Victor, Big Vic, 3 over. Morikawa, 2 shots over. Who can we trust to come out of the middle of this pack and still contend come Sunday? That's my big question. Greg Descharme joins the Drake Toll Show. At The Real GFD from SiriusXM and CBS, the Second Cut Golf Podcast, to make sure that we know just exactly who comes out of the middle of the pack to surprise you, to surprise Sam Burns, and be right there in the mix on Sunday. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
Will Alabama QB Ty Simpson
Our naked bodies go on trial just for laughing at the joke, just for saying of the bargain what any sales girl already knows. Most of us old men die at the firing line, just waiting for our number to be called. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Now the king regales his stepson when he's loaded as a gun. Says a real man is like a country. You need a map to find your one. Now I do you suppose you must approach the throne with its back up against the wall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Minds of my generation, glad they conscripted in the war of defending any Goliath that would deign darken the door. Now with your genius for picking battles, it's no wonder every helmet is too small. I guess time just makes fools of us all. I guess time just makes fools of us all. My drink is watered down. The champ is on his knees. He lost the rematch. He lost the comeback. He lost for charity, but that's the job. It's what gets the asses in the hall. They came for a beating, and he came to brawl. Notice that of all the young gods I have known, yours is easily the least famous to turn down the cover of a Rolling Stone. Lily white faces, so familiar and yet impossible to recall. I guess time just makes fools of us all. After a millennia of good times, God said, hey man, let's have a dream. where we raise the stakes a little. Come on, let's make things interesting. Parachute into the Anthropocene, an amnesiac, a himbo Ken doll. I guess time does make fools of us all.
It is the Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Drake Toll with you from the Savannah Bananas organization, locked on Big 12. And right here, right now, Westwood One Sports. Addie Bates produces, Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Georgia. See, Monday when the ball is tipped, like there's the association of a Luther Vandross, One Shining Moment, that rotates right into Georgia on my mind. And the Ray Charles Classic that leads into a weekend of just pomp and circumstance. I live in Savannah, which is hours away from Augusta, but you feel the reverb of what this golf tournament does to the entire state of Georgia. That it just feels different. Walking to a restaurant, Mexican restaurant on an island in Savannah last night, and you felt the Masters, the weight of this tournament. You know who doesn't feel weight right now, though? Rory McIlroy. At least that's how it looked yesterday. And now joining the Drake Toll Show from SiriusXM, Greg Descharme, at TheRealGFD on Twitter to talk the Masters. Greg, is that perception reality, that Rory was loose enough to play his best golf, or is this just a good Thursday that will fizzle out?
Oh, I definitely don't think it will fizzle out. I do think that Rory McIlroy looked a lot lighter, and thank you for having me on. And he was light for there were a couple instances of that. When Rory, early in this tournament, early in his first 9 yesterday, he did not have the driver under control. He repeatedly hit it into the pine trees and was very calm when he arrived at his ball. And he figured out a way to get it around the green or on the green even and go make a par. And then when he did hit tee shots into the fairway, he was able to hit quality approach shots and give himself looks for birdies. I thought Rory was very patient, which is a sign of feeling light. And that will be even more important as this tournament wears on.
Watching Sam Burns right up there with him, who's played good golf the last couple of weeks, is that a surprise to you at all that he had as good of a Thursday as a guy like Rory and staying power-wise? Is Burns a guy who through Sunday we're going to see in that contention amongst the leaders?
Okay, so first, is it a surprise? No. Anybody,
good.
Just about anybody. The Masters may be a little different because you do have some champions who are not playing competitive golf anymore. But when a PGA Tour player goes out and shoots 5 under par, I'm never surprised. Just about everybody in this field is capable of doing that, especially Sam Burns, who has got himself into contention at the U.S. Open at Oakmont last year. He's won 3 times on the PGA Tour. A 5 under par round's not surprising from him. What I'm very curious about for the staying power, the second part of your question, Sam Burns hit 16 of 18 greens yesterday. Phenomenal ball striking performance. But as this golf course, he had a morning tee time yesterday. As this golf course continues to firm up, if he stays in contention, he's not going to have another morning tee time, which means he'll be playing in the firmest and fastest of conditions. That means everybody's going to miss greens. What happens when he does miss those greens? Is he able to miss them in the right spot? Will his short game hold up? We didn't see a lot of Sam Burns' short game yesterday. It's something that hasn't been great this year, and that's my biggest concern with his staying power.
I have, this is, and Greg Ducharme joins the Drake Toll Show at The Real GFD from SiriusXM. Give him a follow on Twitter. I've heard from folks on site or even those who in the lead up about this whole John Rahm. You know, we know Rahm's played the Masters well. He's got a green jacket. At the same time, Rahm and the Live deal. It just, there's contention in the clubhouse when Rahm walks in. Is it vindicating for the PGA world to see Rahm have a day like he did yesterday?
That's a good question. I'm sure there are some that root for that. But ultimately, when you come here to the Masters, I don't think that you root for players to struggle. I don't view it as vindicating. Perhaps if it was Rahm and Rory McIlroy coming down the stretch, it would be vindicating if Rory McIlroy won. Much the same as it was when John Rahm won his green jacket. Brooks Koepka was a Live player, and it was vindicating for the PGA Tour that John Rahm won and Brooks Koepka didn't. Now a lot has changed since, but it does feel like John Rahm comes into these press conferences before every tournament with some sort of distraction, whether it's hey, you just won last year, now you're a Live player, or now you have this DP World Tour issue that you refuse to settle, and is your Ryder Cup future in jeopardy? There's just always a distraction, and it feels like that frustration shows through on the golf course, especially in these opening rounds for him.
Who do you, in a similar but very different vein, I don't like to categorize. I'll say this. I struggle to categorize where I put Bryson, who any given year can be the hero or the villain, the YouTube guy. He's just too goofy for his own good. We love to talk about Bryson off of the course. And then, again, his day implodes yesterday. Is that vindicating for the old school, classic, traditionalist golf scene that doesn't like to see the hotshot YouTuber who's got an edge succeed?
Well, if you're not a Bryson fan, you may enjoy that, but I do think that tournaments are better, and I think a majority of the golf world feels like golf tournaments are better when Bryson DeChambeau is in the mix. So in that sense, I wouldn't consider it vindicating. If Bryson was off his game yesterday, but he was really holding it together nicely up until number 11 in Amen Corner. He hit his ball into the bunker right at the green and left two bunker shots in there, barely got out his third and made a triple, and that was it. But he was very frustrated after that round. He was very short and choppy with the media, which is unlike him, and that's the kind of thing that doesn't help. It helps the people who aren't Bryson fans when they hear him respond that way to the media, more so than shoot 75 in the opening round.
We do not, and this earlier in the week on the show, Greg, my take at least, was not having Tiger at this Masters takes away a distraction and gives the opportunity for those who can make the cut, compete, give us a dramatic Sunday. It puts the spotlight on that. We don't have a Tiger cam where everybody's tuning in to where is he? Where is he limping to next? And I like that. I enjoy that the Masters tournament has turned the attention to the contenders this year, and that's who the focus can mostly be on. Without Phil there, without Tiger there, for the first time since '94, having neither of those guys, does the Masters feel different, or is this a good era of golf where we can focus on the guys who are really at the top of the game?
It's a funny thing about people missing from tournaments. There's so many great players that once the tournament starts, you never really miss anybody because there's so many great players, and especially when it comes to players like Tiger and Phil. Now, I will say one of the traditions in the Masters is there's a handful of golfers in this field who are ceremonial golfers. They're here because they've won before, and it's a tradition that they come and play for the remainder of their lives. But unfortunately, Jack Nicklaus did that, and Gary Player did that, and Arnold Palmer did that, and they played Masters well after they were real contenders in the tournament. For Tiger Woods, that feels like it's always been very different because we have this hope that he's going to return and contend and compete again. I think a lot of that comes from his win in 2019. Some of it comes from Phil Mickelson's win in 2021 at the PGA Championship at the age of 50. So there's still a little bit of hope for that. I believe that if Tiger is able to get himself right, get himself healthy, and get himself in a place where he's living the life he wants to live, and he can come and play some ceremonial golf, it'll be a wonderful thing. And it will lose some of that, Tiger's 1 over, or Tiger's 5 over, but we're going to see every single shot that he hits.
We are joined on the Drake Toll Show, Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Greg Descharme with us at The Real GFD. Find him SiriusXM, CBS with a course record, the Second Cut Golf Podcast. Greg, I don't want to say middle of the pack, kind of middle upper end, though. The guys sitting around even or a stroke within that. I had, everybody likes to throw the half unit or quarter unit on somebody. Mine was Adam Scott for this tournament because of the golf he's been playing. I mean, he's been around. Is he the guy sitting at even or a stroke above, below that you say, hey, come late Saturday into Sunday, he's the guy who grows 10 spots and is now in the middle of this mix as we finish up the tournament?
I could absolutely see that happening. I was a big fan of Adam Scott coming in too. His iron play has been spectacular. His club head speed is up. A big advantage for him is he tees off at 8:38 this morning, where a lot of the guys on this leaderboard, you start looking through, there's a lot of afternoon tee times here, and especially of the guys ahead of this pack that you're talking about, this middle, even par kind of chase pack.
Yeah.
So Adam Scott sits in there. He played a much better round than even par yesterday. I thought Adam Scott hit a great shot into number 15 that he thought landed where he wanted to. He was expecting it to skip forward like so many shots did. It didn't, and it came back into the water. He turned a likely 4 into a 6. So I think there were a lot of good things that Adam Scott did yesterday. He drove the ball beautifully. He understands the golf course, and it's funny to say this now, but I felt coming in like Adam Scott could be the Justin Rose of this tournament this year, although Justin Rose is still the Justin Rose of this tournament this year at this point.
That's good. Greg Descharme joins the Drake Toll Show. Last thing I got for you, Greg. I have not said the name, the coveted name, Scotty Scheffler, yet in our segment together, and I've got to. He's 3 strokes back, but he's 2 under, and he's in the mix. He had a great Thursday, and the way he started the season, the way his Sundays looked at the beginning of the season, his ability to close, and now coming off of a couple of weeks on a break with his second kid, he's right back in the fold. Is he a bettor's nightmare or the love of your life if you've got Scotty Scheffler to win the Masters, money on Scheffler to win the Masters in 2026?
If you have it right now, you're thrilled. I don't think you could be in a better position. He had a very late, he had the second to last tee time yesterday. He played in the most challenging conditions. He took advantage of opportunities early and then played vintage Scotty Scheffler golf coming in. You think about what this is going to take in these conditions. This golf course is going to get so firm and so fast. You have to play smart. You have to play from the correct positions. And if you push, you will get penalized. Scotty knows that. There is nobody better. There is nobody more disciplined at that. And at the same time, I thought Scotty's golf swing looked like Scotty's golf swing, the swing that we expected to see through the beginning of this year. Early in the season, he was fighting some left shots, which was leading to some right shots off the tee. We didn't see that yesterday. He was in complete control of that. It didn't look like he was getting stuck. There weren't very many one-handed finishes with his iron play. This is Scotty Scheffler in full control. And he didn't press yesterday on the second 9. I believe that's because he was 3 under through 3. He thought, hey, I need to avoid some mistakes. And that's going to be the style that's required the rest of the way. So this is the kind of look right now that of a tournament that Scotty ends up winning by 5. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's how this is kind of setting up. Of course, Rory McIlroy and Justin Rose create a big problem for at least that.
Greg, incredibly grateful for your time. And for those out there who haven't gotten on Scotty yet, today's your day. Now's your last chance, Greg. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the Masters.
At The Real GFD on Twitter. Follow his golf coverage the rest of the weekend. Follow Scotty Scheffler the rest of the weekend. Justin Rose, Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy. Burns has been in the mix this year a couple of times as well. The mix is weird. If you only watch Sundays, you're used to the top 5 to 8 guys being on your radar. Sometimes in a crazy weekend, the top 10 to 12 guys being those you're tracking, depending on how big the names are. And Burns has been there a couple of times this year, at least in that top 20. And he is, to me, he is a guy to watch with staying power the rest of this tournament. I like it, the way he played yesterday. And I think his tee time's 12:30 today, somewhere around there. Coming up, our moments of the week, the top 3 moments of the week from the Drake Toll Show. And, man, what do we do with Rory? We're rooting for him, right? He's kind of a strange guy, but we're rooting for him, right? Yeah, he's 5 under. Can he hold serve? Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.
As your official home of the NFL, we'll take
in constant sorrow through his day. I am the man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my day. I bid farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised, the place where he was born and raised. For 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasure here on earth I find. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I had no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help me now.
I'm just a stranger. My face you never see no more. But there is one promise that is given. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. He'll meet you on God's golden shore.
I got a sweet little body and she's rolling in the caddy with me. I got a sweet little body and she's
Yeah.
rolling in the caddy with me.
The Drake Toll Show. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. Addie Bates produces. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. I'm watching it again. Like John Rahm, man, who's gassing up, gearing up for today. AirPods in. His tee time's in an hour or so. We're going. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. We're there. Round 2 of the Masters, moments away. From doing it again, man. Everything, the holes are being prepped. There it is. Saw that coming. And touch yourself. Man, double down there. And day 2 of the Masters is almost underway. The birds are chirping outside. I kid you not, the birds just chirped outside. And I felt that in my soul. And I think, I guess maybe I view golf different than the everyman. Or maybe I view it just like you. We could feel the same. Here is one thing that I know. Scotty Scheffler on Sunday is a thing you have to, like, it's appointment television. You stop, you watch Scotty Scheffler on Sunday. It's electric. If you want to push back on that, all right, whatever. Bryson DeChambeau. I'm not, it's just not my thing. Sorry. It's not my vibe. I don't watch YouTube golf. I don't watch good. It's just not my stuff. I don't watch that. I watch Saturdays and Sundays on the PGA Tour. That's not, like, Bryson's just not my style. I don't like the press conferences. I don't like the content. It's just not for me. And so when he's not in the mix at the Masters, I'm fine with that. When the guy with the 3D printed club is not in the mix at the Masters, that's okay by me. Another thing I subscribe to is the expectation that somewhere down the line here, Rory will falter, that he will give it up. He last year completed all he needed to complete. We're good. We're fine. History, Rory, yeah, one of the greatest golfers to ever do it. Yeah, we'll talk about him the same way we talked about Phil. We'll talk about him in a similar light to the way we talk about Scheffler. Rory it's the 3rd lowest opening round by a reigning champion in Masters history. Red hot, and he looked loose. But you know what? It's that thing I subscribe to is the expectation that somewhere down the line, Rory will choke it away. It's somewhere down the line, Rory will not grab another win at the Masters. Defend last year's green jacket. And he played just the middle of his day was spectacular. 11, 12, and 13, 3 under par. That stretches his graveyard, too. Like the growth of his game. Birdieing the 11th. Hardest hole yesterday. The 11th was brutal yesterday. For Rory to birdie that, shows that, hey, he is playing some of his loosest, most relaxed golf of maybe his career. He looked different yesterday. He looked calm. Like there's almost so much stuff going on for him. The overload, the pomp, and the circumstance of being a Masters champion. That at some point, you know what? I want it. I got the jacket. I'm going to go play golf today. Rory just played golf yesterday. And it worked out. He led the field in strokes gained off the tee. Now it's a problem here. I'm reading it for the first time. I didn't realize this. The Masters has 3 more days. Boom. He's the king. Rory's the king of fast start, slow follow. And Scheffler is the total slow start, fast follow. And Scheffler started fast. In Rory's last 5 Masters appearances, listen to this. His scoring average in round 2 is 3.5 strokes higher than it is in round 1. Uh-oh. He's a history of protecting a lead rather than attacking. Doesn't attack on Fridays. If he's ahead or he's leading, he doesn't really attack on Sundays either. And look, his most volatile club, typically the flat stick, gained 2.8 strokes on the field in putting on Thursday. Oof. He's 92nd on tour in overall putting average. Made 3 putts over 20 feet. Maintaining that, the hot hand on that in Augusta, which is treacherous, is tough. Can he do it? Oof. Eddie, did you get to watch the golf much yesterday?
Of course I did. I turned into like a middle-aged dad whenever it's master season. I'm locked in.
Hell yeah.
I even fell asleep on the couch. I was really playing the part. Oh, look at me.
Do me a favor and pitch to our moments of the week, starting with number 3, please.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this is our favorite thing. So, moments of the week. We're going to start with our own Drake Toll. Number 3, Drake Toll was talking about Elliot Cadeau. He was talking about basketball and his return. This is what Drake had to say about that.
Elliot Cadeau has confirmed he is returning for his senior season. That is a massive, massive nod for the Michigan Wolverines. He is transformed from 33% to 38% from behind the arc. Averaged 10 points, 6+ assists per game, one of the best passers in college basketball, and he was the veteran leadership you needed to have this season as a junior, and will be that again as a senior next year. You are bringing back an all-American caliber point guard that was the catalyst to win you a national championship in 2026. Of course, we think that Michigan could do it again next year. Cadeau is one of those players, if you watched this game or did not, you've seen these guys play. You've seen these gals play in professional sports, college sports, hell, in Little League. It's the one on the other team that just ticks you off, that you hate playing against, that you hate watching because they're smart. Because not only is Cadeau tough, but he's an intelligent basketball player. He knows how to draw fouls. He knows how to draw contact. He knows how to frustrate you. And the thing is not only can he frustrate you, but after he's done so, after those tactics are out of the way, the most frustrating part hits. And that's the idea that he's beating you, that you're losing to him. It was already frustrating. Oh, and now we're down in the national championship to Elliot Cadeau. He's back.
See, in the era of NIL where everybody's transferring, you never know where they're going to go. Yeah, no, this is a winning team. They just proved that, actually. Earlier this week, they proved it. And so the fact that he'll be back, that's insane. Our number 2 moment of the week, maybe this is not good. Not good. I'm being told this is not good. But it's Drake talking about Diana Rossini and how this scandal will impact her journalistic integrity.
Every scoop she breaks regarding the Patriots or the Jets or the Bills, that feels like, to me, that information's compromised. It's fed to her via Vrabel. Like, Who's to say he's not a source? They're sitting in the hot tub together. Or this information she's putting out is compromised because maybe it's to help Vrabel's agenda. Come to find out, people were realizing yesterday she's only ever talked very oddly positively about that big, big boy, Mike Vrabel. And I say big, big boy because it's actually like one of her quotes is he was so big that he couldn't be hired by NFL teams because they were intimidated by him. What about the smoking gun with A.J. Brown? Rossini, she spent months reporting that the Eagles wide receiver, A.J. Brown, was a name to watch to go to New England. Hi, Mike. It's Diana. Hey, Diana. It's Mike. You think you could help me get A.J. Brown? Oh, wow, Mike. Maybe. What do you need me to do? I'm not saying the phone call went like that, but it's suspicious. Oddly suspicious that Diana Rossini, whose husband is a notable Eagles fan, she's also mentioned that, has this smoking gun around her. Or she's the one who spent months saying, what if New England and A.J. Brown got it on? What if they made it happen? What if New England and A.J. Brown went to Sedona? Yeah, that's where me and all my friends go. I do like Sedona, actually. It's not a bad place. Monument Village or whatever they call that. Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel, the number 2 moment of the week. Number 1, Brian Lindeque on Tiger not playing in the Masters.
Last year, Bernard Langer had a 10-foot putt to kind of make the weekend in his final Masters, which still shows that when he showed up, he was competitive, right? And it's almost weird to think that if Bernard Langer showed up this year, he has a better chance of making the cut than Tiger Woods, which is kind of crazy to think about, right? So it is a blessing in disguise, I think. It would really suck to see him hobbling up the fairway. It's a difficult golf course to walk, and I think we all want to try and treasure as much of a positive memory about one of the greatest golfers of all time. Maybe him not being here this week is helping that.
But Byron, what do you make of this latest Tiger kerfuffle and now him going overseas to get treatment? What should the golf world think when they see headlines like that about a legend such as Tiger Woods?
I think that we're all human and we all make mistakes, and I think that's kind of all I really have to say. It's quite a sensitive situation because of his status in the world as a celebrity and calling the president and all that kind of stuff. Maybe this is finally the incident that really helps him move forward in his life in a different direction than golf, and kind of just realizing that there are bigger things in life to achieve than winning golf tournaments, and maybe kind of keeping his life together for the sake of his family, for the fans that love him, and all of that. It might be time for him to kind of decide, I'm going this way, instead of trying to keep my body ready to play golf.
That was Byron Lindeque, the number 1 moment this week on the Drake Toll Show, talking Tiger's absence from the Masters, which ultimately I did not realize yesterday that Tiger wasn't there. Aside from not having the Tiger cam, where we constantly had to look at Tiger and see him, as Byron put it, hobbling down the course. Curtis Poindexter runs the board. Addie Bates produces. What a week it was. Thank you, Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel, for the hours and hours of free and endless content this week.
It came in so fast and so hard.
The thing that we were blowing out of proportion, of course, right? A lot of fun. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. We'll see you next week. Colin Jones, Armin Williams, Bruce Gilbert, Ryan McGuire, thank you. Westwood One Sports, the Westwood One Sports app. This is the Drake Toll Show.